Hello, my people. When I say as I dey like this, update show. I don't show. I throw away salute. How una dey? No be small oh. They don't dey. Na just I dey post because they don't dey beg Atiku to withdraw case from Chicago. It shock you? No let am shock you. Because some people don't get BP, some people no fit sleep. Hey, my people. I go let una watch the video. No be Makamba. Now, as I dey see the update, I dey come update my people. My people, they don't send delegates go meet Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Go beg and say make him withdraw that case from Chicago State University. When I know say they're going to go with a lot of juicy, compensation, appointment and all that. But trust me, Alhaji Waziri of Adamawa no need them because he said hold tight. Not be wicked. I be not be FFK. No be kimono. Now Waziri of Adamawa they talk. He said ho. Everybody now just have power. Just as Emilokon, one of Nigeria, one power, and Igwe Gragra of ECOWAS, one power. Now so Alhaji Atiku Abubakar have one power. So my people, my let you just watch this video. Una will know what I go do. Help me, watch this video from beginning to the end. Leave your comments. Help me share them. Hey, it have in short, what is it? Later.
Oh, hey. Tinubu will be wishing, hey, if I knew I wouldn't have come out for president, I would have remained a kingmaker. Yes, that's why they are sending emissaries to Atiku to beg him to withdraw the matter from the United States District Court in Chicago. But it's already too late because Atiku will go to any length to reveal all the secrets of Tinubu. His secrets of more than 50 years will be revealed. Not only the potential identity theft at the Chicago State University, but also the FBI files. Many people don't know that the FBI admitted that they have more than 70,000 files on Bola Tinubu. Think of this for a moment. 70,000 for one person. Yes, the reason they are releasing only 2,500 files is because David Hundeyin and Aaron Greenspan agreed to reduce the request. They streamline the files they want them to release in order to make it quicker. So it will be a bombshell release. Forget about Supreme Court because what they will do or say there is already very predictable because they have succeeded in legalizing forgery. Look at what happened at the appeal court. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal judges waved aside forgery. The same thing was repeated in Enugu when a judge looked at a forged document and said that it didn't matter, that the document wasn't a requirement to contest for governorship. Does it have anything to do with the fact that he forged it? Nobody compelled him to forge his document to present to INEC. The same thing was repeated in Lagos. They admitted the document was forged, but said that it wasn't required. They just waved it aside. So it's not about buying your way to power, it's about legitimacy. Look at what happened in the United States after they celebrated that Biden had invited Tinubu that they will have a private meeting at the UN General Assembly. What eventually happened? The meeting was, without any reason, cancelled. Because he has received advice. They told him, hey, look at your polling numbers in the United States. You don't want to be seen with this person. Besides, there's a court case against him in the same United States, in the same court where he forfeited $460,000 being narcotics proceeds. So these are the issues. The legitimacy is a problem. Would Biden have done it to another Nigerian president who doesn't have baggages like him? No, he wouldn't have done it. For diplomacy's sake, he must inform the person officially, hey, sorry, there's a reason we can't hold this meeting for now. We have other problems, other appointments. But he wasn't even informed. So it is a huge legitimacy problem. No one will come here. Look at what happened at the G20 meeting in India. He was almost isolated. Yes, the photos are everywhere. And look at what is happening in district court in Chicago. Such a shame. He's telling the judge to stop the release of something that is already public. No judge will do that. The documents are already public. People know what is there already. They know that it's a female. So why are you now telling the judge to stop it? It doesn't make any sense. It's such a shame. In fact, if it were in a Western country, the person would have resigned long ago. This scandal is just too much for one person. United States is not Nigeria where you can buy a judge. Imagine a judge seeing something black and calling it white. You can't buy a judge in the United States. That's why they are begging Atiku. The same Atiku they mocked at their pay court, they called him a perennial election loser, that he will never win an election in Nigeria. It is the same Atiku they are now begging to withdraw the matter. He will never withdraw that matter. We must see everything. He must get all the information in an official capacity. Is it not just because of the Nigerian courts? If not, the information is already public. They should have accepted that because it was notarized. The same Chicago State University released these documents under subpoena. The court should have accepted all this information and used it to disqualify him, but no, they are making excuses for him. So in essence, the appeal court judges joined the APC people in mocking Atiku and Peter Obi just because they contested the election. For people who are in the habit of defending anything, if you don't have an opinion in the face of wrongdoing, that means you're complicit, you support what is going on. It's as simple as that. It is an obligation for anyone to comment on wrongdoing. That's the only thing you can do. Don't say it doesn't concern me. I have nothing to do with this. It doesn't concern me. Let them carry their wahala and go. No. That's not the way it should be. All the developed countries that we admire, do you know what they went through in order to become what they are today? Do you think back in the day that their people supported impunity and they developed to this level today? When someone makes an error, you can say, hey, it's forgivable, forget about it, anyone can make a mistake. He makes a second one, you can still say, hey, it's pardonable, forget about it. It can happen to anyone. Then the person makes a third. You will now be convinced that it is no longer a mistake, that it is his lifestyle. Now look at Tinubu, look at all the schools he said he attended when he was filing his INEC form in 1999 for governorship in Lagos. All the schools were proven to be wrong. He didn't attend any of them from primary school, secondary school. The worst was the one of Ibadan. After they've organized a get-together to receive him as one of their old boy, they eventually found out that he didn't attend their school, nobody knew him, and they canceled the event. So all those mistakes, let's call it mistake. After all, he said he was in error, that Afikiomi, who filled the form for him, didn't know all about him. He also attached an affidavit that he lost everything when the army raided his apartment. How come in 2022 he was able to find a supposed lost certificate? He filed same with INEC while he was filing his particulars for presidency. And this same certificate is now the subject of a litigation in the United States because it was forged. So how many errors will one man make before you can now call it a way of life? Ganifa Wemi of blessed memory tried all he could. He gave his 100% to make sure this matter reached a logical conclusion. In the end, immunity saved him. The Supreme Court held that because he has become governor, he cannot be tried for perjury. So because there was no consequence for all the errors, in quotes, all the forgeries and false claims he made, he tried again in 2022. That's why we should take law enforcement seriously. It's a pity. Our law enforcement is zero. When police allow themselves to be used to settle civil matters, look at what is happening. The worst part is that the police headquarters are involved in civil matters. How will they arrest someone locally here for a civil matter, and before you know it, they have transferred the person to Abuja, the headquarters? So it means people at the headquarters are also involved in this abuse of power. Instead of them to use this effort, this energy on solving the security challenges, they're busy chasing people that should be going to court. If you feel someone defamed you, go to court. It's a civil matter. Except maybe the person fails to appear in court. Then you can involve the police. But pure civil matters, why are police getting involved? Without law and order, we can never get a society that works for everyone. Don't think because you are closer to someone in power or that you yourself you are in power today that no one will harass you with police. That's not how it works. What about tomorrow? Will you stay in power perpetually? And people who come to power through the back door or through the window can never solve the issues of law and order because they thrive in such situations. They employ thugs to rig elections for them. They can never remove situations that help them to ascend to power in the first place. When you have such people in power, it's predictable what they will do. They will never do anything meaningful. Look at the past 4 months in Nigeria. From high inflation, high cost of living, look at the exchange rate. There's no good thing you can point to and say, yes, they have done this or they have done that. All policies have failed. Is it floating of the naira? Is it subsidy removal? Everything is worse than how it was in the beginning of the year. So we keep you updated whenever the court decides in Chicago. We're expecting that the court will decide this week so that those documents will be submitted to Atiku by Chicago State University. Thanks for watching.